Hey guys, we're back for round 2 and we've won the die rolls, so we will definitely be playing first. And mulliganing yet again. Oh, this hand is ugly. If my opponent mulligans, I think I might mulligan again. I think it's fair enough to be greedy here, I think. I mean, our deck is not necessarily high costed, so I think we should be able to get there. And this might just be the insane Gruul deck, and of course we draw a 6-drop right away to punish us. Yeah, I don't think we're winning this game now. I mean, it looked good until we just missed land drops and he played a Guild Mage. Given that he had no turn 3 play, that's pretty good for us. If he missed his land drop again, or if he misses his land drop, and we hit our 4th, we can put the lashes on that. What's he throwing down? Okay, well, we still have to put the lashes on this Scar Guild Mage if we draw land. And we didn't. So that means we're getting hit for 10, 11, 12, and we're basically dead. Let's see if that's what he does. Yeah, okay. So we're dead. So let's hope to not mulligan in game 2, because that was pretty bad. Here, the only card I want to side in is Purge the Profane, simply because I might get a couple Blood Rush guys out of his hand late. And I don't think that the Vizkopa Confessor is where we want to be. I mean, the 1/3 is not going to do much against these guys. So, play first again, and now we actually have a decent hand, especially with the giant, biggest thing I've ever seen. So, at least this time we get a little bit of a curve. If he wants to trade Guild Mages, I will gladly trade Guild Mages. He's thinking about it. So, guards here is fine. I don't think I'm blocking if he attacks, simply because I would rather keep this guy alive. And with the plethora of Blood Rush guys, he's probably just going to die, and I would rather him not die right now. Okay. So we didn't hit an untapped land, but we still get to play one of these guys and extort. An attack. He could have Furious Resistance, but chances are he's just not going to block and take another 2. And with extort, I was almost excited there. He's just not going to block. That's what I really don't think he wants to trade this away. So I don't think it makes a difference. I will play the 3/1 instead to lead off with. Just start the extorting now. So this is, hopefully we can draw a 5th land for the Elms Beast next turn and extort there too, instead of just playing it out as a giant 6/6. I guess what the Skyjack does let me do is trade away a land, but yeah, I'm not blocking that guy. Actually, probably should have blocked with a Skyjack. Nah, it's not a big deal. Part of me wants the creatures like Slaughterhorn in play instead of being Blood Rushed. To trade off my guys. That way I get to choose to trade them off instead of just him choosing. Alright, so there's our land. So I'm just going to play the Elms Beast and extort him. I am not going to attack because he hasn't shown flyers yet, and if this, we can use this to push through some damage later by giving it flying. So that'll be good for us. So at this point, everything in our deck, except for the Black Primordial, is a good draw, because we can play out anything, we can extort off most of it, and lands just get us closer to the Primordial. The 6th land also lets us play both of these abilities at once, giving this lifelink and draining them. So that the lifelink from blocking creatures isn't as big of a drawback. So he's playing this correct by just attacking in with this. At the very least I block it and he gains 2 life. Otherwise he pokes through for a little bit of damage. I want to be afraid of Wrecking Ogre, but it's a rare and chances of him having it aren't necessarily that high. But I like our board position right now. With Extort going, we'll drain him slowly. Having the giant 6/6 means that his Guildmage and his Experiment aren't necessarily that good. And having the Primordial in hand just to answer whatever big thing he throws out later is going to be really good too. Even if it just eats the Guildmage, that's still fine. So he's going to kill our Guildmage. Interesting. So we can play out the Skulk. Now we have Orzhov Charm. I'm going to attack with this. There's nothing he can have for 1 mana that'll kill it. So either he's chumping or he's taking 6. And him taking 6 is exactly what we want. And if he attacks with something that's not the transport, I will block it with the Gutter Skulk. And if he tries to Blood Rush anything, I will just Orzhov Charm it. And I lose out on the extort on that, but that's not a big deal. Actually, if it eats a 2-for-1, then we're perfectly happy with that. He's Tempting Fate. Okay. Or he's not. Yeah, well, I'm still not going to block the armor transport. I don't think it's worth it. And if we draw land, since we don't have the mana sink anymore. Ooh. Is he blood rushing here? Hello. I'm going to destroy it here. It's not the best creature to use it on, but we're getting it 2-for-1. We're eating the swine with it. Like, this is... I don't understand some Gruul players when they do this. They're throwing the swine down to get an extra 5 damage. when they could just play it out and have a 5-4, which seems much better on this board instead of just throwing it away for 5 damage to the transport. And okay, so he's losing 3 cards and we're losing 2. That's still a good trade for us. So we're going to force him to trade off the Experiment 1. They'll have every card in our deck except the Primordial is a live draw. He has no choice but to block. Okay, so he's just throwing away the Experiment, staying at 7. That's fine with me. He's getting to 6, which is like Rebel Hulk territory, something he could very well have. Could have a Ruination Worm, but I mean, our wannabe Elish Norn is going to get rid of anything big he can throw down right now, and keep the board clear for us. And if he just wants to make lands creatures and block, then that's fine by me too. This is still good for us. I don't want him to trade the Guildmage and a land for the Elms Beast. No, you know what? It's not. I don't think it's worth it. He's at 6. We have 2 extorters in play. If we do this, he gains 6, goes back up to 12. We'll still have 2 cards in hand to R1, and I'm not sure what those are. So I think it's fine just to pass. Actually, what other tricks could he have, actually? There's no flash guys outside of blue. He could have Furious Resistance on the land, I guess, but... So... No. Given we're 3 spells away from just killing with Extort, so I don't think it's worth attacking, since I feel like we're just going to win, and if we draw a land we can get rid of this and then attack in and we're safe. And he drew a land for the turn. The Molten Primordial, I think it is something he could have, which would be big. And given that he hasn't played spells, then that's very real. That's a very good draw for us. To trigger Extort twice. And just have him there. Basically puts our opponent dead next turn. And it's another reason why I'm just not going to attack with Elms Beast. We don't need to. There, and he concedes. And so, hope to repeat next game. It doesn't show us flyers, so I don't want that. There's nothing else I do want. The Confessor might actually be good to play on turn 5, since he has some big guys and some Blood Rush guys. But, I'm not sure. Maybe it's just better than Night Watch. Maybe I'm wrong. Actually, I'm going to try it. I'm going to cut the Night Watch for the Confessor. See what happens there. And opponent is having trouble joining the game, I guess. There we go. I'm going to keep this. We have our colors, we have spells, we have a Smite to deal with Blood Rush shenanigans. We're going to hope that he doesn't play a turn 2 Guildmage again, because that thing 3 games in a row is kind of nuts. And, of course... Alright, so if he gives us a chance, I'm I'm inclined not to trade the Kingpin's pet for it, but if he wants to throw away Blood Rush guys to just trade, then I'm happy with that. These draws have been very subpar. At the same time, I think we can probably just race. Maybe, maybe not. Probably depends on when he plays this turn. Okay. If he hits us for 4, that's fine. He's probably just going to throw away Slaughterhorn, which is versus strength. That's even worse, but that's still fine. Man, forgot this card existed. So I will snap block the Guildmage again, just because eating tricks is not necessarily bad when I can just play the Griffin next turn and not eat a trick. It's like smite in response to the trick. Okay, so he's telling us he has nothing in his hand. And that's not a bad draw. I'm going to play defense a bit here, since we are at 10. I think our late game's probably is better than his. We have a lot of removal left in our deck. We have land to cast everything we can draw. We have the Thrall to get these guys back too, so I think if we're trying to race, we're not actually winning this game. And using Smite on a land might actually be worth it. If he doesn't attack with a Guildmage, what I will do is block with both and try and get a Blood Rush spell out of him. That way I might be able to eat a 2-for-1, which would be really good for us and help solidify our advantage. Oh, he's playing something else. Taking our Griffin. Okay. That's interesting. He's not throwing away the Guildmage though? Okay, I'm just going to smite his land then and take 3. And at this point, if he just animates his lands and attacks, then I can block with the Griffin, attack back with the Treasury Thrall. Alright, sorry, I just had to take care of something. So he's just animating a land, and like I said last turn, we can just block with one thing if he gives it... Well, actually, that's a decision now. Do we want him to just give it trample? I think killing his land might be a good thing. Like, if we keep killing his lands, he's going to run out of them, right? That's what you'd hope anyway. And hopefully we draw any spell. That's not a spell. Okay, so we need to get back a Griffin. You can now just give them trample and deal a couple damage to us, but at the same time we are not drawing spells at all. 9 land is 7, but I mean, being flooded with Scar Guild Mage is not necessarily a bad thing, so. He's just animating a land again. No? Maybe not. Thunderfist, sure. That's also not a land. Okay. Now we have the question of attacking with a Thrall, getting a Griffin back. I think trading the Thrall and getting a Griffin back and playing the Griffin out is probably good. I think that's what we need to do. Because if we don't, he's just going to attack with everything, animate a land attack with everything. No, he's just going to animate a land attack with the Thunderfist in the land. And then I'm going to block the Thunderfist with a Treasury Thrall anyway. So this is going to end up trading for this no matter what. So I think just getting Griffin back is probably good for us. If he doesn't block, that's awesome, but I'm going to need to use it on defense no matter what. So if he wants to trade, trade. What would be really good to draw is either of the Primordials at this point, as we have way more than enough mana to play them. Any removal spell for the Guild Mage is nice, but as the board sits, this is just going to take over. There's nothing we could really have done differently. I mean, we're flooding out pretty bad now. Although, sure, I'm fine with him playing that. That gives me another chance to draw a spell. And that's not a spell. Alright. It's pretty bad when you haven't missed to play your 9th land on turn 9 and have 2 left in your hand still. He can only animate one of the lands, okay. So yeah. Ooh, now you can animate 2 lands and we're just dead. If he animates another land, we're just dead. Oh well. That happens, right? I don't think there's anything we could have done differently. If we just leave this back, if we leave the Thrall back, we're just kind of chumping with it anyway. Or blocking the 4/4. I think at some point, if we drew any spell, we would have been good. Although, this means we might have a chance. Let's see what the last card in his hand is. It has to be a Blood Rush spell, otherwise he would just animate the land, right? So I guess we're dead anyway. But, as it stands, it's worth a shot. I mean, he'll deal... Oh no, he'll deal 8, 4 from the trample and 4 from this, so we are dead no matter what. Just gives a trample and we are dead. Okay. Well, we can hope he messes up, but probably not. No, there it is. So we are exactly dead. Oh well. I mean, we weren't even close to getting there. Jesus. Okay, so that's magic. That happens. I am happy that we were able to keep a hand and not mulligan a couple times. That's good. Anyway, this is my application for Draft Magic, I guess. Cheers.